Welcome back. 20 minutes ahead of 9 o'clock. Look at your screen. Many of us were shocked earlier this month by what appeared to be airport personnel beating up a passenger and then dragging him off a plane. So what's behind all of this, and what are your legal rights if an airline tries to boot you off a plane? Well, we've got you covered on that. Here with what you need to know is Shari. So good morning. Good to see you. Boy, this has been in the news a lot. Let's start with why this has become such an issue in the first place. A lot of physicality that went into this.
It's almost amazing that it hasn't been an issue before, John.
Right.
And a lot of it goes back to the discount-priced airlines and putting pressure on the other airlines, who then cram more seats in, less legroom. They cut amenities. We got to pay if we want those back. We're feeling nickeled and dimed. Then we had these airline consolidations. They cut staffing, so the staff are feeling the pressure. On top of it, we're all feeling the added pressures since 9/11. I mean, let's face it, airline crew began sort of as medical personnel because way back when, because of the pressurized cabins, they were kind of cocktail waitresses during the Mad Men eras, and now they're basically these air marshals with very murky authority that we don't understand and they don't understand. Basically, they can ask us to get off the plane for being threatening or offensive, almost annoying. Who knows what that means?
Right, right. But it's another thing when they put their hands on you and drag you off. Yeah. How are we protected when it comes to getting bumped off a flight? So
there are various regulators that watch the airlines, but when it comes to getting bumped, the primary rules are actually in the contract for carriage. And this, I brought a United Airlines contract for carriage. It's over 50 pages long. Wow. They know what this says, but we don't know what it says.
Nobody looks at that.
Generally speaking, these contracts say that they can overbook a flight. They say that they will first voluntarily ask for people to be bumped. If that doesn't work, they'll involuntarily ask for people to be bumped. There are some very loose rules about how much they have to pay depending on how many hours you're inconvenienced for, but the details are really up to them to decide. So we're really not protected. We have to protect ourselves.
Well, how can we look out for ourselves if there's a possibility we might get bumped?
Right. Well, the best thing to do is try to avoid the situation in the first place. So, for example, these contracts say how the airlines will generally decide who's going to get bumped first. So I fly JetBlue a lot to Washington and New York. JetBlue will decide based on who checked in last. So I make sure I get checked in first. I'm flying tomorrow morning to Houston. On United, United says one of the things is that they will tend to not bump people who pay for the upgraded fare, so I paid an extra $28 for an upgraded fare to avoid that. But checking in early, making sure you get an assigned seat, booking your travel with your companions on the same reservation so one person doesn't get bumped without the other, those are all important things to do. If it looks like you're going to be bumped, start planning and negotiating. They're going to make their lowest offer first. You need to negotiate. Know when the next flight is going to be. Know if you're going to need a hotel, ground transportation, meals. Negotiate for those things and negotiate the price. And see if you can ask for cash or a gift card. Delta's doing gift cards now instead of those vouchers because those vouchers have a bunch of restrictions and they're kind of useless, especially if you're mad at the airlines in the first place. Who wants a voucher to fly them again?
All right. That's good insurance and good information.
Sure.
Shari, thank you. Let's check the forecast now with Felicia.
Good information here, too. It's going to be a beautiful